Hey guys, this is Alex again with another video log. This time we're going to talk about indie music this time, and we were supposed to interview a person about who's an expert in the sort of genre we did, and the person I interviewed was my sister because she's actually really into the indie music stuff and has a lot of information and has a lot of knowledge about it. So the questions I presented to her, well, I emailed these questions to her, and she emailed me back the answers. The first question I presented to her was, "When did you start listening to indie music?" And she started listening to it, like she said, around 2 or 3 years ago. She couldn't quite remember exactly the exact date, but about 2 or 3 years. And the second one I asked was, "What characteristics of indie music do you find enjoyable, and and what characteristics do you think define indie music?" And she said, "Indie music is very versatile. She thinks that in order to be indie, it means the band is free from a major recording contract. And she likes indie music because the freedom that this allows is substantial, and indie music has a definite sound and texture that isn't commonly found in mainstream music." And the third question I presented to her was, "What are some notable indie artists that you know of?" And she replied, Band of Skulls, Empires, and Al King. Now, I personally haven't listened to any of those. I've never even heard of them before, probably obviously for obvious reasons, but I'm just starting to learn the genre now, so hey, now I know which guys are important, I guess. And the last question I said to her was, if you were to recommend the genre of indie music to someone, how would you start them off? And she replied, "Many of the popular artists that are on the radio started out as indie bands. Bands like Phoenix, Fun, Kings of Leon, I think Leon, whatever. I would suggest they listen to people like them, and check out some popular music websites that would allow them to explore the genres, like Pandora and Spotify." So basically, like, if you were gonna teach this to someone, well, definitely you're gonna have them listen to the music, and I think the way my sister put it is actually a great way of starting someone off. Like definitely, like look at some bands that started out as indie, like, well, Justin Bieber was indie until he became famous, and Phoenix and Fun, like Fun's like the one I I listen I know about a little bit. Um, and thankfully, especially nowadays, it's easy. It's much easier to listen to music. Uh, that's free, and it's much easier to access music online on the web, such as using Pandora, YouTube, and Spotify. Like personally, I use Spotify and YouTube much. I haven't checked out Pandora too much. I think it's a radio app, or maybe it's similar to Spotify, but I don't really know about that. So yeah, so what was I gonna say? So yeah, she definitely gave out good information on the knowledge she knows about indie music. And that and so, especially some of the characteristics that she finds enjoyable to listen to. And I would definitely apply that to how I would teach or how I would introduce this new genre to somebody else. All right, and that's about it. And I'll see you guys next time.